We are trading our South African winter
for a European summer. We're not doing anything illegal.
Might have been other words used, but yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. If you are new here, my name is Nina and I spent 25 days in Europe, and this is me documenting it.
It's good, yeah.
In part 1, which you should totally go watch if you haven't, we spent 3 days in Germany making the most of the 72 hours we had. And now we're here. That's Binka, my adventure buddy. We are on our way to our second country, the Netherlands.
We have arrived in the Netherlands and we are going to meet one of my high school friends for dinner because she's also in Rotterdam. Our host has been very kind and is letting us use her car. She is licensed internationally. We're not doing anything illegal, but remember, the other side of the world drives on the other side of the road. I'm very excited to see how this goes. I'm not going to film though while Binka is driving because that is just rude. I'll check in when we get there.
So, a little backstory. We're in Rotterdam right now because we're attending our church's European conference, which is actually the first one being held in the Netherlands, so it's pretty exciting. We're being hosted by a lovely girl named Emma, who we actually didn't know before this trip, and I think that's one of the really beautiful things about being part of a church family, getting to meet people from all over the world who share the same heart and vision. And while we are in Rotterdam, I reached out to my friend Kelly, who I hadn't seen since high school, and we had the loveliest evening catching up. She was also the best tour guide. It was really such a lovely evening.
Only people on a date, the boys will always walk you across the rest.
Oh.
The next 3 days were spent at the conference, where there was worship, friendship, and just a really deep work that the Lord did in all of our hearts. I didn't really film much during this time because honestly I didn't want to take away from it. We did, however, have a fun little afternoon trip to the famous Kinderdijk windmills, which was absolutely beautiful, and that I of course did film. But just know that this time was incredible. If you have any questions about this part of the trip, please feel free to ask.
We made it to Brussels. Yeah.
So originally we were planning on going to Paris for a little day trip, but quickly realized that that was just very unrealistic and you can't squeeze Paris into a day. It's Paris. So somehow we ended up in Brussels instead. And honestly, I'm really glad we did. From the moment we finally found the bus and started walking down the street towards our Airbnb, we just fell in love with the city. We stopped at this little fruit stand on the side of the road, picked up some fruit and a few other bits and pieces for the perfect girl dinner, and headed back to our Airbnb, which was so nice. It had this gorgeous communal kitchen, the bathroom was stunning, and the whole place had these little checkerboard details everywhere, which if you know me, you know I was absolutely obsessed with. So we settled in, made the most girl dinner imaginable, watched a genuinely terrible movie, and called it a night, completely unaware of just how incredible the next day was going to be. The next morning we had a really slow start, just taking our time getting ready and enjoying the quiet morning before heading out around 10:30. We took the bus from the train station to get into the city a little quicker, and then in true tourist fashion, we basically just followed a family from the bus station who looked like they knew where they were going.
He's gone from his memory. We are in Brussels. I don't have a voice. It's stunning. Yeah. Absolutely stunning.
Our unpaid tour guides led us straight to the Grand Place, which at the time we did not know anything about, and we didn't know that it was one of the most famous spots. But from the moment that we walked in, we were blown away.
We did not get a reaction walking in here, but it was something around like coming a corner and being like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. We don't know how we ended up here, but we have no words.
After starting the day on such a high, we were really excited to keep exploring. We basically just walked around following Google Maps and whatever looked interesting along the way. And honestly, every single turn we took, we were completely flabbergasted by the buildings. They were just everywhere. Down every street, around every corner, there was something beautiful to look at. Of course, we walked past a lot of chocolate shops. We went into a few, purely for research purposes, obviously. We also found this really cool little place selling artwork that was like printed on sheets of wood. And then obviously there were waffles everywhere, and I couldn't come to Belgium and not try one, so naturally I did.
I have a ridiculously embarrassing voice today, but also acquired a Belgian waffle, which is really yummy, dense, but also like really nice. I just got a plain one. I didn't even put anything on it. It's really nice though. I hate my voice. Wow. So anyways, yum. Yes. Yay. Het raakt niet. Soos nie mooier nie, maar soos nie mooier nie.
It's just keep giving more.
We'd still be walking around. Look at the cool things around us. I don't really have much to say besides everything we've been seeing is absolutely stunning and beautiful and fantastic.
Quite surprised.
Yes, it was a very last minute choice and we are very happy. Yeah, every turn we take, it's like just beautiful and beautiful and beautiful. Yeah, fantastic.
Fun fact, I was actually having to do a little bit of work throughout our gallivants, which is why you'll notice that I am literally twinning with this teenager across from me. But I would like to clarify that I am adulting. I am being productive. I am not glued to my phone, I promise.
I am nothing like her.
We also went into this church that I was leaning against, and it was absolutely stunning inside. But it was a little bit funny because there was someone playing the organ while we were in there, which made the whole thing feel very eerie. Have a listen. This is the Square du Petit Sablon. Please excuse my pronunciation. But there's actually some quite cool history here. Around this little garden, there are 48 bronze statues. Each represent one of Brussels' historic medieval guilds and trades, from bakers and guildsmiths to sculptors, fishermen, and locksmiths. Then, as you come up the stairs, there are these much larger stone statues representing important artists, scientists, architects, and political figures from the 16th century. Right in the middle are Counts Egmont and Horns, two noblemen whose execution became a symbol of resistance against Spanish rule. So basically, this beautiful little garden is also a miniature history lesson. At one point, we came to this spot where you could look out over the rest of Brussels. It really made you realize just how big this city is. And off in the distance, you could even spot that big atom-looking sculpture that Brussels is so famous for. We didn't end up making it there this time because, as you can probably tell by now, there is just way too much to do. So if anything, this trip just confirmed that Brussels is definitely somewhere that we'll be coming back to.
Good morning, everybody. I don't even know if you can hear us over our thunderous suitcases. We are leaving Brussels today. We can only check in to our Airbnb in Amsterdam at 4.
We've got some time to feel in Europe. Oh.
Yes, but something cool that we didn't know is it's National Belgium Day today. So we want to get out of Brussels because it's going to be mad busy. We saw a lot of the preparation yesterday. So yeah, heading to a very random little town that we found. This little town is doing like festive things, but also like some family activities and stuff. So we were thinking it might be a little bit more like calm. But yeah, that's the plan. We're walking to the station now and I'm out of breath.
Firstly, a moment for these cute mom and daughter matching shoes. So the town we're heading to is called Leuven. It's about 25 minutes east of Brussels. I'm not even sure how we found it, but I really like the name. It sounds like Lewe, which means life in Afrikaans, so it must be a nice place to go. We dropped our bags at the train station, which cost us a whopping 14 euros, and after recovering from that financial trauma, we grabbed a coffee and headed into this cute little market that was happening for Belgium Day. We somehow found a section of records that were apparently Afrikaans. There weren't actually any Afrikaans records, but you know, it's the thought that counts. There was honestly so much to look at, all sorts of random treasures, and it was the perfect way to start exploring Leuven.
I love this town. Very nice and quiet today. I think our plan worked of missing the hustle and bustle. We got some things from the market, which is very fun. Binka got a pillowcase, and I got this stunning. Okay, not the butterfly on top, the red thing. Beautiful, absolutely happy, fabulously great. Look at the pretty little yellow house behind me. Very lovely, very beautiful. And we are currently walking to a very stunning tower. I will show you when we get there. It is literally dead quiet. How hilarious. There's the big tower thingy we were talking about. So we shall go inside now if we can.
We could not. It was actually some sort of school and you had to pay to go up the towers. We decided to save our money for something else. In hindsight, we probably should have just done it because the view from up there would have been insane. But it's okay. Just another reason to come back.
This town is not just small. I almost got whacked by cyclists. This is not at all what we thought. It is so stinking beautiful once again. And there's just churches and towers and beautiful architecture everywhere. And I'm just like, what the frick? We probably won't be having a chill little sit down somewhere. We have lots to see now. What a plot twist.
Sat on the roof and waited for stars to reveal, and watching for hours, Orion above you was shining. You stared at the sky and couldn't explain why you're crying.
We have got lunch at Patty's, and we have a dramatic pot plant that is being blown away by the wind. So we have chips and then we each have a burger. They just forgot to take Binka's cheese off, so they're gonna redo that. And I have a spicy dip and Binka got a rosemary dip. Very, very excited. Yummy. Onions, pickles, like a smash patty vibe, and my sauce is fantastic. It's like actually spicy. The chips are amazing, like really, really amazing. And they shared some wise wisdom with us. Very good. So happy to meet. What a lovely morning / afternoon. First train in a while that's been like empty and has space. We have 3 hours on Le Train to Amsterdam, 3 transfers. Yeah. Woo! Leven, you were a treat. We did not expect your beauty and actually hugeness. It was quite big. Very, very nice. Very nice. Welcome to our crib. Oh my head. We have a whole lounge and then we have our kitchen. I'm guessing this is the bathroom. Wow. It's a walk-in shower, baby. Okay. Hi door. Slimer. Hey, hier's Binky. Hallo. Kamer. Nog 'n TV. Ons kan ons eie movies kyk. Okay, en dan die toilet. Nice. This is fantastic. Now I think we have a cupboard. Yes, we have a cupboard. Dishwasher. A strike. Yes. It doesn't have to be you anymore. Spoils, guys. Spoils. And nice view of a pond and a petrol station. The side's nice though. This is so fabulous. Dankie Binka, jy het mooi gekies. Wow. Hey, this looks like my mother. Never mind. It was great. We have an espresso machine, but only 4 pods. Are you kidding me? Do you want me to go buy an espresso pod? No. Could not be me. Look at us. We just went grocery shopping.
Don't let us loose in a grocery store.
Yeah, that was way too fun. We got a box because our little one tote bag that we brought is not going to be enough. We went so hard. Although we worked it out and it's like 2 meals that we would have paid, like take out each, is all the food for 3 days. So that's kind of fun.
And it's lunch and dinner included.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the way, all South Africans, they've got such nice gluten, vegan, lactose-free options, but
and it's cheap.
everything. ready-made meals, breads.
We're in heaven.
Sweets. It's so great.
Yeah, like lots of great options for the needy.
Unfortunate ones.
Unfortunate ones. Let me tell you something. Day one, Amsterdam. We started off at the Mokko Museum. It's a contemporary and modern art museum, and I love how different the experience felt from a traditional museum. There were so many pieces that made me stop and actually think. Some were beautiful, some were strange, but I think that's part of what makes it so fun. There was plenty of Keith Haring, which was probably one of the highlights for me. There were also some Bansky, which was really cool to see in person. I think my favorite thing about places like this is that you don't necessarily have to get every piece. Sometimes you just have to experience and take it in and decide what it makes you feel. And there were also some really cool light installations that we got to walk through. It was just overall a really nice experience. And then we went to the Stedelijk Museum. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but anyways, this was also, I did not expect to see so many well-known paintings and artists that I literally grew up hearing about and that are just generally famous, of course. And just the amount of art and stuff that was in this place was very impressive for just like their, everyday museum in a sense. It was such a creatively filled morning, just walking around so much art. It was so amazing, just looking at all this incredible talent that people have had over years. After that, we had lunch with one of Binka's friends that she knew back in the Dizzle, and she joined us and took us around Amsterdam a little bit. So we just walked around the canals and the 9 streets, I think they're called, and we got caught in the rain and had to run into a coffee shop and grabbed coffee and just walked around looking at all the tourists. And Bianca had suggested that we go and take a boat cruise if we can, because it's a really cool way to see the city. So we did that. It was really cool, but after such a day and just like the last week and a half of us traveling, I almost fell asleep on this cruise because the boat is so low on the water and moves at such a slow pace that it literally like lulls you to sleep. It was hard to stay awake, but it was really cool. We saw some cool like historic houses that had meanings and stuff that I'm not going to remember right now. We went past Anne Frank's house and all the things like that. So it was pretty interesting, but I was fighting back. And then we ended our day at the Adam Tower. Now this I surprisingly ended up loving so much. It was honestly one of my favorite moments. I don't know why, but yeah. So you basically go up this tower and then there's like a lookout point, or you can go on the swing and swing over the edge of this 10-story tower. That's a lie. I think it's higher than that. It's like 20 something stories, I think. It is just so cool, and it was their 10th year anniversary, so we also got to watch like a little short film about the origin of the tower and everything. I just really ended up loving this place. The view was obviously incredible over Amsterdam. It's a beautiful panoramic view. And then we went home and made dinner and rested, and that was our day in Amsterdam. But we have another day, so let's get to that. Good morning, friends. Day 2, Amsterdam.
And it's sunshine.
Yeah, the sun is finally out. Not like yesterday. Although yesterday was fine. It was just quite rainy. Today, right now, we are on our way to the
Lake Museum.
No, it is not full of rakes. And no, it is not for the Rijksmeter. We'll have to see what's inside. We spent our morning at the Rijksmuseum, and honestly, you really do need the whole morning because this place is huge. You could spend hours and hours here if you wanted to. We spent around 2 to 3 hours exploring. As an artsy-fartsy person, my heart was very full. I was standing in front of artists, paintings, and art movements that I'd literally learnt about in school, except now they were right in front of me. Seeing the insane detail of paintings, the craftsmanship in sculptures, the boats, and all these incredible pieces. It was just surreal to stand there and think someone actually made this. We even got to see the famous Van Gogh self-portrait, and there was this little tour happening beside me, led by this old man wearing a tiny beret. He looked like the quintessential European art enthusiast, so obviously I eavesdropped. The woman he was talking to looked at the Van Gogh portrait and said something along the lines of, "He looks so sad." And the man explained that Van Gogh had been painting for over 10 years, but his brother, who was actually very successful at selling art, hadn't managed to sell one of his paintings during that time. And
it just made me think about how difficult it must have been to be so passionate about something, to put so much of yourself into it, and yet no one recognizes it. Van Gogh ultimately wasn't recognized for his work during his lifetime, and hearing that story while literally standing there looking at his paintings just made the whole experience so much more special, and obviously a little sad. There was also this incredible library room, which was basically my Beauty and the Beast dream come to life. And then for the rest of the afternoon, we headed to the botanical gardens, which was very much Binka's moment to shine. We got to walk around this butterfly house where the butterflies live and breed. It was really hot inside there, but the butterflies were everywhere and it was pretty magical. Binka was obviously oogling and googling all over the plants and nature, while I found a spot to catch up on some work admin. But it was actually really nice. After traveling around and constantly trying to see and do everything, it was nice to slow down for a bit, take a breath, wander around, and just enjoy being somewhere beautiful without needing to rush. We had another little gander before heading back to our Airbnb, taking in even more of Amsterdam's gorgeous little houses along the way. We are going on our last adventure at 10 to 9 at night. Can you believe it? Anyways, it is our last day in Amsterdam and also last day together. So we thought we'd go do something fun, like walk around in Amsterdam. We're not gonna do anything very fun, but we're gonna see the nightlife in Amsterdam, hopefully. So that should be fun. They're like kosher nightlife in Amsterdam. Pretty lights and canals. Yes. Ja, hij heeft nog wel eens. Okay, let me just explain what happens next. Binka and I get on our tram that's taking us to the station, right? And on this tram, I realized that we are well in time for Binka's train, but not for mine. She's heading back to South Africa. I'm staying in the Netherlands and then going to Switzerland. I need to catch a different train. So we're on this tram and I'm realizing that I'm going to be late. So I literally tell Binka, I love you. I'm gonna jump off as soon as this train stops. And that is exactly what I did. I did not say goodbye. We did not have a moment. I just bolted as soon as that tram stopped. I actually was 2 minutes early for my train in the end. And Binka and I were on opposite platforms, so we stood there and waved at each other through the train. It was very funny. Such a chaotic end. A little bit of a foreboding. But anyways, let's get on with the rest of my Netherlands trip. For the next 4 days, I was in the countryside of the Netherlands, just outside of Utrecht, however you want to say it, visiting with friends of mine, and it was just such a lovely time. I really didn't film much because it was just taking a breath, being with family, and making new friendships and just being with the people there. We did go to Gouda the one day, which was really cool. So I had a fresh strip waffle and I had to eat a herring. So you just pick it up?
By the tail.
By the tail. It's so slimy. Okay. Tastes like the ocean. I will be having a pickle.
It's so good, right? Tell them how good it is.
So good. Thank you, Yoyan. I stood in the clogs and everything, so that was a good day. And then that was that. I was heading off to Switzerland. I got on my train and I got a table all to myself. I was editing some of my videos, feeling super optimistic, and I was like, if this is just how the rest of this day can go, because it's like a 9-hour travel day, I was like, this is bliss. It's not that bad. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle thy seatbelts. Remember the foreboding I was mentioning earlier? Yeah. See you in the next one.